Well then everybody, welcome to the channel via Farmich. Today is the Royal Enfield One Ride 2023, departing from Eddy's Moto Tadcaster to Barton-Upon-Humber. I think it's to somewhere called the Viking Cafe or the Viking Biker Cafe. So join me for the ride. Now this will be the first video that I've ever made whilst riding the Himalayan. We'll just have to see what the sound quality is like, because the shorty windscreen on here can at certain speeds provide a little bit of windage onto the front of the helmet in the chin area, so we'll just have to wait and see what the sound quality is like. I will drop back at some point just so you can see just how many bikes are behind. I'm unsure of the route, I've never been this way before, but I'm looking forward to it. The weather is improving. It was raining when I set off from home earlier. It's forecast a good afternoon. Got a few more bikes in front now, that should make for better footage. Still the good dozen or so bikes behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably about 15 in front. Good turnout. It's a good mix of bikes on this ride: Interceptors, Contis, Himalayans, classic 350s, Super Meteor. I'm not so sure, I didn't see the odd BSA as well, but I might be wrong there. I believe the route takes us up and over the Humber Bridge, and the cafe in question, the Biker Cafe, is in the shadow of the Humber Bridge. So that should be good, make some interesting footage and photos, I'm sure. Just waiting for the back markers there. Some cars have got in the way as they normally do. It's just marking the junction for the bikes behind, just in case they don't know where they're going, because I don't. I'm following the bikes in front, which have now disappeared. Soon reel them in, don't worry about that. Now, to those that are already subscribed to my channel, and thank you for that, we've got no soundtrack on this one, no Interceptor soundtrack. Sorry about that. I know we don't need any music on the Interceptor videos because that makes its own music. This one's pretty much stock, is the Himalayan. Stock exhaust, stock fueling and stock air intake. So it sounds as it did when it came out of the factory, nothing too exciting. Interceptor in front sounds rather nice. Don't know what pipes he's got on, but they sound nice. Not as nice as my mind on my Interceptor. So the Himalayan then, why did I buy it? Well, the Interceptor's a fantastic bike, but when the weather starts turning, it's not the kind of bike you want to be washing, cleaning and polishing every time you go out on it. It's a lot of hard work. With the Himalayan, it's well protected as this with some XCP, I think they call it, corrosion block, and it's just a case of I'm going to run it through the winter months, and it's not going to see much of a hose pipe unless it really needs it. The anti-corrosion stuff's just going to be left to do its job. Got it for commuting to work if I wish as well. So it's light enough to wheel in and out of the garage. It's comfy enough. My plan is eventually to fit some more aggressive tyres to it. Perhaps alter the exhaust and the air filter, possibly the fueling on it, and take it off-road. I am going down to the ABR festival next year and look forward to taking her off-road there, but beforehand I'll be doing a bit of green laning and a bit of off-roading. It's a donkey, it's a bit of a mule. it'll do everything. It just needs servicing on schedule, plenty of oil changes. It's done about 1,000 miles since I bought it. I got it with about 700 mile on the clock, so it's done 1,700 mile now, and it's been absolutely faultless. The only modifications I've made to the bike so far are bar risers, so I'm 6'4". I fitted 2 pairs of spotlights to it. It had on it a 12-volt socket when I bought it, which was butchered onto the bike. It had a pair of spotlights which flashed intermittently with cheap Chinese crap, and even with all but one wire disconnected from them, they still flickered away. So they had to come off, they were garbage. So I got a decent quality set of little cubes which are wired into this little waterproof switch here, and a cheap 10-quid pair of LEDs for driving lights, which are again fixed onto the crash bars. I made a custom wiring harness for both sets, switched through relays, done proper job. Adds a bit of safety, having some daylight running lights as well. But as I say, been faultless. I found the economy on the bike to be very good. It always does between 90 and 100 miles per gallon. Which is theoretically somewhere between 250 and 300 miles to a tank. It'll do 250 miles without even worrying about it. Those have got a couple of jerry cans strapped to the accessory bars at the front. I don't, what are they? 2 or 3 litres a container? I don't know what they carry. Let's say 2.5 litres. It's another gallon in it. Get you another 100 miles between a pair of them. I can understand why they're so popular. Not so good on the motorway, especially with a shorter screen on it. Took the original screen off because it was partly the original screens are very good for riders up to about 5'10". Anyone above that, there's quite a lot of people on the forums that suggest that it's a lot better with a shorter screen on. I went shorter. This is a Hitchcock Shorty, about £70, and it's made a massive difference to the normal riding of the bike on the motorway. It's a bit breezy, but then again, don't take it on the motorway that often. It's a B-road bike. Last time I came through Carewood it was flooded. Yeah, there's still plenty about. So now we're in Hull on the Royal Enfield One Ride Out 2023 and we're approaching the Humber Bridge. This should be a good sight with all the Royal Enfields going over together. Just see if the camera angle does it justice. I'm hoping it's free for bikes because it said card payment only there. So that, folks, is the Humber Bridge in all its glory. Feat of engineering back in the day. Still fantastic. Look at that sight there.